Welcome to another tutorial. My name is Lineke Lijn and let's get started. This is a pre-study that I've done for the waterfall, and what you can see is that the river is flowing downwards and also the mountains that stretches alongside of the river. Now for the setup I draw a simple horizon. Then I crisscross some lines and they appear to get bigger as they come in front of us. This is the way that the river is flowing, so I need those lines to get the curves and that is heading down to the waterfall. Once you get the flow of your river, you can put in the mountains. And I'm drawing this just by heart, by memorizing pictures that I've seen about mountains. So I'm just figuring it out by myself, and I make the lines just as organic as I can come up with. I also do that on the left side. The water is the lowest point, and the mountains just head up to the sky. Is where the wet water is falling down. Here you can see the edge of the mountain, the steep wall of rock, if you like. Here I'm deciding the formations of which the water falls down, aside from. Once you have this rough sketch, you can take a graphite bar and you can smear in the color, the little bit of pollution, if you like, of your paper, of the mountains. Of course, you can also use your graphite pencil if you want, but the graphite bar is very quick to fill in those mountains. What you can also see is that the mountains all the way in the back are slightly lighter of color than the ones in front of us. And I also place in a little bit of sky. Now it's time for the cotton. With the cotton, I rub in all the graphite into my paper. And you can always go back to the graphite bar to place in extra darks for the front of your drawing. Also use the same pencil eraser for the sky, of course. This is my 2B pencil. This one you can use for some small detail and to refine the shape of the mountains and the edge of your river, for instance. You can make little tiny detail and little tiny shadows that are on those mountains to define them. And as I was saying, I'm not drawing from a photograph here. I'm just drawing from my imagination. So you can make those mountains just as you want. Some planes that catch the light, and then define it again with the pencil. The rocks in front need more detail, of course, than the mountains that are way back. In this way, the drawing gets more lively because you draw in the details in front extra sharp, and you make the whites and the blacks more intense. The mountains that are way back can be much lighter, and I draw in some more planes that catch the light to get more definition in the mountains that surround my river. It's good to watch now and then. And here I'm using a little bit of graphite again and put in some shadows that are in the waterfall itself. I need those pollutions, if you want, because I need to draw now the waterfall itself and the details in the water. So I simply rub over the whole picture again, and then I take my pencil eraser. Now I can put in even more detail. Here you can see little waves as the water gets wilder in front. And so I work my way from the back to the edge of the rock formation of which the water will fall down from. I imagine that the water is falling down and is rubbing against the little rocks that are on the edge, and it is falling just alongside those little rocks that are just beneath the surface of the It is where you get to the little details of the water falling itself. This is the steep rock formation, and a part of the water is siping down, and here I add in the highlights of the top of the waterfall, the highest points of the water that is coming over the edge. Here again, I'm simply using my imagination of how about water would look like when it's really tumbling down from a steep hill. Now keep in mind that the whites of the water is reflected also in the rock formations that are aside the waterfall. Lines that are, let's say it's light that hit the rocks, and it gives it a really organic feel. Again, I draw out a little bit of details on the rock formation that is in front of us. Then I can draw in the stones that are just on the surface of the waterfall itself, and I also add in little shadows that are in the water itself, because in the water there are also shadows going on, and I place them just next to the whites of the water where the the light hits the water. Here for the side of the rock formation I add in extra dark shadows, so that these rocks really come towards you. By placing the shadows next to the highlights of the water, it gets that fine shine. Here on the left side I also draw out the rock that stands out the most, and where the water is just rubbing aside it. Here's another stone that's just on the edge of our waterfall edge, if you like, and a little bit of water that's just flowing over it. I do want to keep the line of the river in the eye. It should be very clear where the water comes from. So I sharpen it out a little bit more. I also add a little bit of really dark lines for the definition of the water itself. It is so nice to build up a drawing like this. You can make it as detailed as you want. You could even draw in animals if you want, or little plants, or whatever you want, fern or something. You can make it as detailed as you want. This is just an example, a really quick, rough sketch. If you would want, you could draw for hours on a drawing like this. And what I will be doing next is place in the damp, the fog that arises as the water is falling down. So I want the bottom of my drawing to be really, really white, like there's a fog going on. This way it really looks like the water is falling harder down below. Now and then I take a look at the picture again, and I can see I can add a little bit of more darkness in the second mountain if you want. And you can do that very easily by placing in a little bit of gray between the white lines that you've drawn in. This way you get a really organic look to your rock formation in the mountain itself. Also, you can build out your drawing. She was drawing it with the center is the river. You can draw out the drawing to the right and to the left as far as you like. And what I also want to do here is to make the sky in the background as white as possible, as if the light is coming from behind. And that is also what makes the river look so white. Material that I was using, and I could draw on for hours. I wish you all the luck with it. I'm signing my name here, and I hope to see you again in one of my other films. Good luck, and as always, take care. Bye bye.